So practical one now. What are practical ways to forgive people? It's hard to fake being okay with the way someone has treated you.
Yeah, that is a really helpful question. How do we forgive other people? And again, I think one of the things I want to say there is forgiveness isn't tolerance. So when we forgive people, we're not saying like, it doesn't matter. We are saying the opposite. We are saying it does matter. And that's really helpful to remember. But it's also worth saying that while we need to be willing to forgive, for reconciliation to occur, for a relationship to be restored, it doesn't just need to be the offer of forgiveness, there needs to be the receiving of forgiveness. And sometimes I think followers of Jesus can be made to feel unnecessarily guilty because they're told, well, you should just forgive. And the implication they feel is, well, I now need to live in relationship with this person who might have actually done me great, great harm. And actually, for reconciliation to occur, you don't just need to be willing to forgive, but they need to be willing to receive it. There's a story in the first book of the Bible about a guy called Joseph. Probably may have known the story if you've watched the musical, that kind of thing. And it's a really fascinating story because it's about a guy whose brothers screw him over big time. They sell him into slavery. And his whole life goes on a downward spiral, at least initially, because of this event, because of the way that his brothers treat him. Amazingly, things turn around. He rises to a position of power, and suddenly he is in a position of power, and he is the one who is then in power over his brothers. And then we have this elaborate story that goes on for chapter after chapter after chapter in the Bible about how Joseph sends them back home and back again and back again and back again. And you're thinking, like, what is going on? Why is Joseph doing all of this? Like, is he playing with his brothers? Like, what is going on? And it was only a few years ago I suddenly realized what was going on. What is Joseph doing in that story? What he's doing is he's creating an almost identical situation to the one that he had been in decades previous, where his brothers have the opportunity to sell another of their brothers into slavery to save their own skin. Why is he doing that? Because he wants to see if they've changed. He wants to see if they're sorry. He wants to see if things are different. And it's at the moment that he sees that actually they have changed, they're repentant, they've realised that they were wrong, that he is willing to then reveal who he is, this reconciliation. It's a beautiful story. But forgiveness has to be offered and received. Our part is to offer it, not to seek vengeance. We can trust in a God of justice. But for reconciliation, it needs to be received. So it's not all down to us in that sense, I'd say. We need to be willing to do our part. And even God himself, who is willing to offer us his forgiveness, doesn't force it upon us. We need to recognise our need for it too, don't we, if we're to experience that relationship with him restored.
Thank you.